Hi! Today I'm demonstrating for you clean and simple cards using the new Stampin' Up! Circle Sayings bundle that showcase all 5 of the new 2325 in colors. The 2325 in colors are earthy, muted, and handsome. I'm Shelley Godby, and for 22 years, I've been teaching you how to create hand-stamped smiles as the owner of Stamping Smiles. And stick around to the end because I'm going to show you the card that I demonstrate in the other 4 in colors with other patterns of the coordinating designer series paper. Here's a closer view of the Circle Saying stamp set and coordinating 2 3/8 inch circle punch. And when you order the 2 of these together using the special bundle item number I've listed right here, you'll save 10% on both. Those bundle savings can really add up. And look, so all of these will fit within the circle, these arcs and the circles, and then we've got greetings to go with them. But of course you could use some of these alone very easily, and the greetings. A very nice bundle. All right, so you want to see the new 2325 in colors? Well, here they are. We'll start with boho blue. I'll be demonstrating with that one today, followed by moody mauve. Earthy and muted, right? Loving these. Wild wheat, pebbled path, and copper clay. So there's the 2325 in colors available to order starting May 2nd in my online store, along with the Circle Sayings bundle. So we're going to do some quick die cutting, and I'm going to be using the Stylish Shapes dies. We're going to make ourselves a little label. So I've got my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and what we need to do now is build up what's called a sandwich. And so we'll start with plate number 1. Makes it really easy. All the directions are printed on here. And then because we're using a thin metal die, we need a plate number 2. And everything I'm showing you is included with the purchase of a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, plus another plate to use with 3D embossing folders. Then we need a plate number 3. All right, so we built that up. Next, our cardstock, and I have boho blue cardstock because we'll be using the boho blue pad. And then our label die. And so here we go. And that rough edge, well, that's the cutting edge. We're going to put that down. I don't need anything to hold this in place. I just need to keep it, on there. And I cut my paper longer because I can get 3 out of this 8.5 by 8.5 inch or 11 inch strip. Sorry about that. It's cut from the 8.5 by 11 cardstock. So then we'll just go ahead and crank this through. There we go. And these are really cool dies because you get the stitching too. That is a really cool look. It just adds to it. It's almost like it gives its own layer by doing that stitched border all the way around. Next, we get to stamp. Well, we got our die cutting done, so now we're ready to stamp. And what I have here is basic white cardstock. The basic white cardstock and the very vanilla cardstock, well, they have a smooth, tight image. They are made for stamping, so you get a crisp, clean image. It's exactly what you want. So we're going to start with the boho blue pad. We're going to pick this up, slide that in. Fantastic. And then I chose the flowers from the Circle Saying stamp set. Some very nice choices. All right, so what I love is that we can stamp first and then punch because it makes it nice to line it up. Let me ink that just a little bit more. Okay. It's a pretty solid stamp, so I'm just going to press everywhere. Oh, look at that. It's gorgeous. All right, so now the punch, just flip it over with 2 fingers, just push that right up. And then we'll slide our cardstock in. I always like something more to hold on to. And I can do 2 out of this. And I'll flip it around. I'll still have something else to hang on to. So I center this in here and punch. Oh, pretty, pretty, pretty. All right. And so I have in here a thank you. Go ahead and ink this up too. And that's what's so cool about the photopolymer, these clear stamps. We can see right where we're stamping. We can see through it. There we go. Oh, lovely. All right, so to close my pads, I push a little bit there, pull on this lip, and they're new, so still a little bit, and then you hear that click. Listen for that click. We want to make sure our pads are closed so they don't dry out. Okay, so this is one of the patterns from the 2325 In Color Designer Series paper. And here's the other one. So they're double-sided. So you get all of these when you get it. And it was just so much fun. They're all so much fun trying to decide which one. And I tend to go with stripes. I thought we're going to be different this time. I'm going to use the dots. And so what I have here is some Stampin' Seal. Put my finger up there where it's a little bit roughed up. And there we go. I usually say 1 inch in each corner. Well, you know, that takes care of that. And I'll have a link to my blog post with this card. And so right there, you'll be able to grab up all the measurements. I didn't want this quite in half. When I was designing them, I came down further, and then I thought about it overnight and got up and thought, if that just went up a little bit higher, I'd be happy. Okay, so fantastic. And then, look at that. That boho blue frames it. Sometimes I have to help it along, get it going again. Okay. Oh, that's working out so well. I'm just trying to take my time to make it even. Makes a difference. All right. And so now we're going to use Stampin' Seal again. Very good adhesive. Very, very pleased with it. And what I want to do is, it's going to come over the edge a little bit. All right. That is looking good. So now I can press that down. And so what I have here is basic white thick cardstock. So that same smooth tight finish for stamping, but it's thicker, so it makes for a great card base when you're coloring with Stampin' Blends and all that. This time, instead of the Stampin' Seal, we're going to give it a lift with the Stampin' Dimensionals, these foam adhesive dots. You can just take a clean and simple card like this, and that little bit of dimension just really dresses it up. So I often tease, these are my favorite accessory. Okay, so one in each corner and then one in the center, because that's a pretty decent sized piece. And then to get these off, it's just so simple. You just press down with your thumbnail, even though mine is very, very short. It makes that edge pop up. That one was already sticking up. There we go. And place this on here. Told you, quick and easy card. But monochromatic, one of my favorite things to do, the same color ink and cardstock and the designer paper. And then we have our thank you. And so we're going to use Stampin' Dimensionals again. There we go. Pop these off. So, you know, I feel that our card needs to stay within the palette, right? The card base, because it needs to fit in an envelope if we're going to give it away. And because you don't normally hand someone a card without an envelope, you know, and mine all get mailed. But I like still going outside of, but staying within. So I like that look. I thought, ooh, that is really cool. And there we go. Our clean and simple card with the circle saying stamp set showing off one of the new In Colors. So next, let me show you this with another pattern and all the other In Colors. So here's the card we just made. And there we go with the little lines. And then we have this in Moody Mauve. That's such a pretty color, isn't it? And the lines. And then Wild Wheat. All right, followed by Copper Clay. And I decided, okay, let's do the stripes because I just couldn't help myself. I do love stripes. And then our last 2325 In Color, Pebble Path. So our dots, the little lines, and the stripes. So I hope you enjoyed seeing all this card in all of the colors and more of the patterns of the 6x. If you'd like to make my clean and simple circle sayings card, all the supplies will be available to order starting May 2nd, 2023 in my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. And when you place your May 2023 Stampin' Up! Order of $50 or more with me, I'm going to send you one of my clean and simple circle sayings card. So get on over now, or May 2nd, to my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. I'm Shelly Godby, teaching you how to create hand stamped smiles. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.